Across the vast expanse of the motherland, a network of railway tracks crisscrosses the landscape, piercing through mountains, spanning rivers, and linking cities and villages, carrying countless people on their journeys home or toward new destinations. While we often admire the scenic beauty outside the windows of comfortable, tidy trains and appreciate the convenience and safety of our travel, few realize that behind these speeding trains lies a group of unsung guardians. Far from the hustle and bustle, undeterred by wind or rain, they make the tracks their companions and the mountains and rivers their neighbors, dedicating their ordinary lives to the long stretches of railway. They are the humble railway workers. Old Joe is an ordinary railway maintenance worker who has stood his post on a remote mountain railway section for 28 years. 28 years is enough time for dark hair to turn frosty white, for the sharp edges of youth to soften, and for countless changes to sweep through the world. Yet, Old Joe's dedication has remained steadfast, day after day, year after year, never wavering and never slackening. He has performed no earth-shattering feats nor achieved dazzling accolades. He has done only one thing his entire life: guarded a stretch of track and ensured the safe return of countless travelers. Many view the work of railway workers as simple and monotonous, mere routine tasks like patrolling, inspecting, and maintaining the tracks, seemingly mundane and unremarkable. However, only those who have truly walked the tracks and endured the elements in the wild understand the hidden hardships, solitude, and responsibility inherent in this seemingly ordinary job. It is far more than just walking a patrol route. It is a weighty responsibility involving the safety of millions of lives. The railway section under Old Joe's care winds through deep mountains characterized by rugged terrain and unpredictable weather. Far from the bustle of city life or the clamor of crowds, the only constant companions are the sound of the wind, the calls of birds, the faint clatter of the tracks, and the enduring solitude. Long before dawn breaks, while the city still slumbers and most people are wrapped in warm dreams, Old Joe has already donned his work gear, shouldered his tools, and set out on his long patrol along the tracks. In the deep mountains, the early morning air bites with a piercing chill. Mist blankets the landscape, dew dampens his clothes, and the rails beneath his feet feel cold and unyielding. Clutching his inspection tools, he walks along the track step by step, his gaze focused and resolute. He meticulously examines and double-checks every detail: the flatness of the steel rails, the tightness of the bolts, the stability of the roadbed, and the wear on the track sections, never allowing for the slightest negligence. A single inspection round covers over 10 kilometers. For more than 20 years, he has repeated this same route daily, setting out in the morning light and returning at dusk. He has walked these rails countless times, intimately familiar with every curve, steep slope, and section prone to malfunction, as well as every gust of wind, downpour of rain, and seasonal shift. The long stretch of track has witnessed his countless days and nights, bearing the weight of his steadfast dedication and gentle devotion over half a lifetime. Through the cycle of the 4 seasons, the elements of the mountains spare no one who stands their post. Spring brings frequent rain, turning the mountain paths into muddy, slippery hazards. Runoff washes against the roadbed, easily loosening the tracks and destabilizing the foundation. Braving the drizzle, he patrols on foot and performs emergency reinforcements to eliminate safety risks, letting the rain soak him through while ensuring not a single detail is overlooked. In the scorching heat of midsummer, the blazing sun bakes the earth, the rails become searing hot, and surface temperatures skyrocket, sending waves of heat washing over anyone standing nearby. His heavy work uniform, soaked with sweat, clings to his body. Perspiration streams down his forehead, blurring his vision, while the sun leaves his arms dark and peeling. Yet, he persists in the high heat, meticulously inspecting the lines and troubleshooting hazards, remaining steadfast on the burning tracks. As the autumn winds turn bleak and howl across the mountains, withered branches and fallen leaves pile up on the tracks, while loose stones and debris threaten to disrupt the passage of trains. He bends down to sweep and inspect, clearing debris from the tracks day after day to ensure the line remains unobstructed. In the dead of winter, amidst heavy snow, biting winds, and frost-covered, icy rails, He starts his shift in the early hours. Braving the snow, he clears ice, reinforces the track, and troubleshoots faults. Though his hands turn red and stiff from the cold and his feet stand amidst the snow and ice, he never utters a word of complaint. The truest loneliness lies not in the physical hardships of wind, frost, rain, or snow, but in the solitude of long years spent without companionship. Deep in the mountains, the railway is isolated and sparsely populated. On his patrol, he is the only figure in sight. There are no bustling crowds, no leisure activities, and no daily presence of family. Day after day, his companions are the rails, his neighbors, the mountains and rivers, his constant partner, solitude. During holidays and festivals, when countless families gather under the glow of home lights and streets bustle with festive cheer, the demand for train travel peaks, and the burden of safety responsibility grows heavier. For 28 years, Old Joe has hardly ever spent a full New Year at home. While others rush to reunite with loved ones, he stands guard over the mountain railway, ensuring the safe return of thousands of travelers. While others gather around the hearth, sharing laughter and conversation, he keeps his silent vigil alongside the cold wind and the tracks, shouldering his duty and responsibility. His family has sometimes been puzzled or pained by his choice, urging him to switch to a job that is easier and more stable, one that doesn't require him to toil in the wilderness, exposed to the elements year-round. Yet, Old Joe always shakes his head with a smile. He says, "This stretch of mountain track is treacherous and remote. If no one stands guard here, and a fault occurs, the safety of passing trains and thousands of passengers would be at risk. Someone has to hold the line in an ordinary role. Someone has to safeguard the peace. Only by standing guard here do I feel truly at ease." This seemingly ordinary job has become etched into his very being, defining his lifelong sense of duty and his deepest conviction. He understood deeply that tightening every screw meant ensuring safety. Keeping every inch of the line intact meant providing protection, and conducting every meticulous inspection meant upholding his duty. His shoulders bore no earth-shattering feats, yet they carried the weight of the reunion and stability of countless families. Late one night years ago, a sudden, violent rainstorm swept through the deep mountains. Flash floods scoured the roadbed, loosening the foundation beneath a section of the railway track. A critical situation. Had a train passed over it, a major accident would likely have occurred. Upon hearing the news, Old Joe rushed to the scene immediately, disregarding the midnight storm and the treacherous mountain paths. Deep in the mountains at night, it was pitch black. The wind howled, the floodwaters raged, and the muddy, slippery ground beneath his feet was fraught with danger. Braving the gale and downpour, he hurriedly set up warning signs, quickly inspected for hazards, reinforced the roadbed, and repaired the line. Soaked through by a mixture of rain and mud, and with his hands and feet numbed by the icy slush, he gritted his teeth and persevered, racing against time to fix the fault. After 3 full hours of battling through the night, he finally eliminated the safety hazard, ensuring the safe passage of subsequent trains. When the first train glided smoothly over that section of track, its headlights piercing the rainy night as it journeyed steadily into the distance, Old Joe stood in the darkness, drenched and caked in mud.